Good morning, everyone. This is Gregor. Welcome to the stream, and today we'll be doing more stories. Path of Destinies. Path of Destinies. Yeah, the Path of Destinies. I'm having like an unreasonable amount of time, like hard time to like remember which words are like plural and which aren't. So let's just like go back into the game. Oh, come on. I don't know what the game's insistence is to like constantly pop up on the wrong screen. It's like perhaps like the most annoying part of this. I don't think there's an option to set the default monitor here, so I'm just gonna have to do the thing again. Where you make the window small enough to be dragged across the screens. And then go back to full screen borderless. Yeah, there's like no options for... Oh, wait, hold on. It's in here? Nope. It is not. But yeah, that's fine.
The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose.
I'm kind of off work today, so I thought maybe a couple more hours to finish this would be nice. Because as far as I understand it, you just like need all four truths, which is like all the four like info to like get the proper ending, and everything after that is just like various different ways like the four main stories kind of like play out, depending on like the paths that you pick, which is kind of interesting. I mean, on one hand, I'm kind of glad that it doesn't take more time investment to get through the actual ending, but on the other part, it kind of also feels weird that maybe, you know, what's it called? It'd be nice if the multiple outcomes to each path had factored a bit more into like getting the proper ending, but yeah, I don't know. So I'm kind of thinking we only need to get the what's her name, Genevieve, the what's her name? I forget. The cat lady. We only need to get her ending to get like all four truths. And I'm kind of thinking it's probably going to be like the one path that doesn't that doesn't get you to engage with what's his name, Lapino. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing this because it's like also long hidden in the buried I think the one where you get like the most like chests and the most combat in. Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's so might as well just like get some XP out of this as well. This chest was really horrible. Get it? You know, when the game itself asks you if you get it, not good narration. It's like it's like the gaming equivalent to like an annoying person coming and like doing this and going get it? It's like I get it. Shut up.
What was he doing here? The last time, the stone had fought him for possession of his own soul.
Whoa. Oh, let's see.
You brushed it off.
Oh wait, you can't actually throw them off? Oh, that sucks. Oh, you can't. Hey!
Ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late. There had to be
So like the idea now is just to get through this as fast as possible. Maybe get a few levels on the way in. This. Kill any enemy in a single strike. Auto activates when reaching a certain combo threshold. Yes, please. That sounds useful. Crows and the fox. What's that? Also, oh, wait, you can't actually see my... Oh, this is weird. I could have sworn my Steam overlay was getting captured on this. I don't know why it's not now. That is weird. That is so weird. Is it something to do with having this in like borderless? Not? Nope.
Well, you should see the other guy.
That was dumb. Yeah, it was like an achievement pop-up there that I kind of like commented on, but turns out that I couldn't see it on my preview. Okay, now in like Steam overlay mode, it should be visible, but it's not, so eh. Whatever. What is that achievement that I got though? I'm like curious. Pick the feathers off 500 dead ravens.
If only he had some way to break the ice. Or convince it he was a friend.
Oh, the jokes. The jokes! God, the jokes. They're bad. It's like... most of them aren't particularly great, you know? It's kind of disheartening, if I'm being honest. Oh, it's like a... fine. So last time I did use the ice door. Maybe this time I should come here. Although I am 99% sure that like I'm supposed to go down to like the red chest. Like, I mean, it's like more beneficial to go down to the red chest. But there's also like another door here that I hadn't followed the last time around. Which I guess is another red chest. So cool, I guess. Like a level 3. Hey! Elemental resistance.
There had to be some
I don't know, like elemental damage seems to be like the least of my problems, combat-wise. You know?
So much cleverer now. And Renato was pretty sure he was cleverer than most people.
Yeah.
This stone was incredibly valuable. Renato could sense it. Also, it still had its price tag.
Oh, the jokes. It's like, it hurts my soul listening to some of those. It's like, I legitimately get like a pain right about here. Not all of them, mind, but...
Charge for all the holes in his clothes.
Ah, I'm dead. Am I? No, I'm not. Okay. I guess the elemental resistance thing is good for like avoiding these traps too. I guess. Probably. Or at least mitigating the damage that they give.
Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with Tomb Raiders.
Tomb Raiders, get it? Like that game, Indiana Jones. Dear.
There was an inscription, no spitting.
Oh. Okay, well done. Well done, me. You have died. Seriously though, if the game could just like self-edit a bit more with like all the jokes and puns and dumb pop culture references, it would be so much better.
It was a stone of the
pure as black, no light, blah blah blah, skip.
Like a void. It was the stone. Eager. Thirsty.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't actually skip these.
That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's
Oh yeah,
greatest
Zenobia, that's her
general
name.
and a potent witch. But they had been close once.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
had a sneaking suspicion the gem would try to control him. Why not capture the core of Sky Ripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon.
God. It's taking forever. Let me skip. I've seen these already. I know what the options are.
But even though Renato knew how
kind of like
evil
shaking
the
a
gem
bit.
was, he had a clever plan for dealing with it.
That's weird. Wait, what? A clever plan to use the gem. Oh, I kind of want to try this, but I also want the last truth.
Why was he listening to a talking rock?
I don't
But the
know.
rock had a point. If
like
the
a
stone
dumbass.
could truly turn him into a powerful warrior, he could defeat the Emperor with the very weapon the wicked old Toad had sought for himself. To be a hero, you had to sacrifice old friends.
Yeah. Okay, so I haven't done this
As
level
he placed the impossibly
yet.
black crystal in his gauntlet, Renato had a sudden vision. Charred fields covered in dead ravens below a black sun.
Get
Was
an
it
aura.
the time of the lost gods before the transcendent emperor? Was it the future? It whispered. Take the power. He could feel the stone's hunger for souls, its thirst for blood.
All right, I get it.
This was going to be interesting.
Running out of... Oh, wait. Nice. Defeat Zenobia to the Iblis Stone. Like I'm reasonably sure that to get like the Zenobia truth, you're supposed to go to it from like one of the other paths, because like you only get like 3 initial options, like 2 and like the temple one. So oh, I just realized I just realized that maybe I was supposed to pick the second starter like mission, not the Iblis Stone one, but the core thingy. Oh, and that's kind of annoying. I think this might actually branch out into like, you know, yet another death. Damn.
On Zenobia's island were no match for Renardo. They screamed as the stones sucked out their souls, and with each death, he felt stronger.
Actually sounds a bit iffy.
The stone told him.
Okay, let's see.
Hey, a workbench. He could try out his new bling.
If not for the narration. you know when there's like games like Bastion, like the narration kind of defines the game. I feel this is like the exact opposite. Like some of it is fine, but most of it kind of just annoying. At least to me.
Renardo could feel his fur singe.
Like, okay, sometimes you get interesting little tidbits, like sometimes you get character motivations, but a lot of the times it's just random one-liners and like a bunch of pop culture references that I don't particularly care about because they don't really fit with the whole thing. And other times it's just descriptions of stuff that has just happened. Yeah, my fur is singed. Well done. I know that because I just stepped into the fire. Thank you. I don't really use the sword powers though, which is something I maybe should have been doing a bit more.
If he ever had a castle,
a bit more often, I guess.
His stuff better. He couldn't do worse with Zenobia than he'd done with the core, could he?
Oh, that's foreshadowing for the ages. Oh, this is interesting actually. The last time I did this mob, you're supposed to like go through there. I guess this time you go through the sewers. Oh. Okay.
Hey, why don't you guys fight in groups? Oh, I know. Because there's no I in team.
See, this is what I mean. You just like cool it with the one-liners, please. Close your eye. Yeah, sorry, it's just like that was another achievement there. I don't know why the game, sorry, why XSplit isn't picking up my overlay. Kind of weird, but eh. Yeah, this is also like part of the
Zenobia was waiting
level.
for Renato. She was alone, confident as always. Fire danced at the tips of her claws.
Are you here to surrender? She seemed as cocksure as he felt. But she didn't know he had the stone. And I missed you too, love. He chuckled.
She spotted the stone and bolted without another word.
Oh, she knows. Okay, instead of chasing though, let me let me take a small detour.
What's behind door number 2?
Combat. Dear Zenobia, as you read this letter, you are locked in your chambers, ready to spend your last night before, well, you know. Wait, what? I swear I should probably be like reading those,
how to
but
use magical gems. Of course, not everyone had magical gem gauntlets like he did.
Wait, I have not found the attack speed gem. I've already got like a few on level 3, but no attack gem. That's so weird. Like, I wonder if it's just randomized or if you have to go to specific levels to get specific gems. What the? I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm like, what? Did anyone see that? I was like pressing the attack button and nothing was happening. Like I got like locked into the animation or something. Oh, that's so annoying.
But there were still so many games to play, Renato thought as he died.
Screw the narration. Bye-bye. Sorry about that.
Finally, Renato caught up to her. He had never seen her scared before. At school, she'd been the determined, brave one. Now her eyes were wide, frightened. He didn't like seeing her this way.
Spare her.
Whispered the stone. You cannot win your rebellion without it. Please. No, said Zenobia. Not that way. Oh, they had
what
been
way?
so close once. Could he really feed her soul to his demonic gem? But if he spared her, he would not get the full power of the stone. Oh, how could he be the hero he wanted to be?
Wait, that's his justification. Beat her to the stone, spare Zenobia. I think spare
Renato
is the...
hesitated. Zenobia was his greatest enemy.
It's like how we
She
get
was
like
the
the
Emperor's
last
daughter
truth,
and
I
his
guess.
greatest general, and the single person Renato least wanted to remove from this world. especially that way. She was holding her arms out before her, hands fluttering, fending him off with hopeless urgency. Nope. She was weaving a spell. He couldn't move. "This thing is evil," she said. She slid the Iblistone out of its slot in his gauntlet and slipped it into a bag. "Maybe we can learn from it." She eyed him with a strange, wry, apologetic look. "I missed you too." And before he could move again, she was gone. Learn from the Iblistone? What did that mean? Would she take it to the palace or to the observatory on the Nexus? If she thought it was evil, she wouldn't want it in the palace. And, after all, it was evil, wasn't it? Maybe I can outrace her to the observatory, thought Renato. Cats can run faster, but foxes can run longer.
Yeah.
Renato felt a little sick. Ever since Zenobia had taken the stone from him, he'd felt an ache that wouldn't go away. He missed it.
Wait, am I gonna like devolve into the Gollum or something?
Why hadn't he killed her when he had a chance? She was the enemy. He hadn't even seen her in 14 years. Why had he hesitated?
Because he loves
You're
her.
a sucker for an empowered woman. Renato kicked himself. Don't make that mistake again. It wasn't his fault. They looked so breakable.
Wait, did I actually unlock that ice door last time I was here? Can't actually remember which path I took. Last time I did this side of the map, I guess. So let's see. I think I didn't actually. I don't think I had the ice sword at that time.
Renato curious.
More chests, please. Come on. Faster. Whee! Oh wait, there's like an achievement for that? Spin to win? Okay. Yes, reward my bored fidgeting. Wow. I wish it would pick up the overlay correctly. I don't know why it doesn't. Let me try like re-adding the source. Maybe that'll fix it. Nope. It does not. Shame. I mean, I don't get it though. It did yesterday. Is it like because it needs to be like in full screen mode? No. I'm like legitimately curious as to why it worked yesterday and not today.
Bloodstains out of his tunic.
Oh, okay. Read. At school, we learned the gospel of the transcendent emperor, blah, 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 blah. Secret journals. Like, I've read like a couple of these, and they're like the least interesting, like, backstory / lore thing
What was
of
really fun
all time.
was hooking yourself onto a moving ship.
Click. Okay, so there was like a thing that I kind of like wanted to check. Give me just a moment. Let's see, where was it? Oh, come on. So there's like this move when you can hold an enemy and other enemies can't go through them, so it's kind of like a meat shield for you. That didn't happen there. I have like no idea why. There we go. Hey, there we go. Godlike. So yeah, I was actually trying to get like all the moves into one combo, because basically that gives you more XP. And
Zenobia thought the stone was evil.
God, it's like through here.
Was it?
For the
Well,
chest.
Yes, but he still longed to have it back. He'd felt so good killing ravens with it, and yet he'd felt unclean ever since he'd touched it. She confused him.
Roast.
She'd made him want to be a better fox. And
Aww.
then she'd abandoned him.
Abandonment issues,
Never
really?
telling him she was the Emperor's daughter. Never contacted
Can we get like
him
one
since.
fantasy game without like
she to tell
abandonment
him
issues
stone
kind of
was
like
evil?
factoring into the backstory or something? Or like daddy issues, mommy issues, whatever. In fact, I'd love to play any game where the protagonist is just like a balanced, well-adjusted individual
And while he
with
was trying to
no
recover the
emotional
stones
baggage
Zenobia had
whatsoever.
taken from him, the
You know, just like for
Imperial fleet was
the
tightening its grip.
just for like the unique
fail
of
to
like
save the
aspect of it.
rebellion.
Hey Archie,
It would
hi.
all be her
No time to
fault.
chat. Okay,
Not of
thank
the
you for dropping
first
by though.
outrage.
Hope you're having
Not only
a
had she stolen
well,
his gem,
a
she
not
also
fussy
stolen his
day.
Scientists. Sure, they were neutral, but they had helped him discover what the Emperor was up to. It was supposed to be helping me, Renato thought. So unfair.
Work. Yeah, I know. I actually ended up taking like a day off work today just because I just like couldn't, you know, deal with certain stuff without like going. Let's call it like an emotional wellness day. Nice. Like the combo skill that lets you do insta kills after like 20 combo is really useful.
In this chest, there were woodcuts of amazing, beautiful vixens wearing no clothes at all. And something more useful.
Joke. You know what this game needs? I don't know, like actually does it have it? There's like a disable narration voice option. There isn't, sadly. That kind of sucks.
The scientist's toes were pointing arcane instruments at the stone and looking at it through prisms and reflections.
Oh
Mine,
no.
said Renato as
No,
he took
don't
back the
take it
stone.
back. Come on.
Well, we need it for science, croaked the toads. So he killed them. He felt better immediately. Smarter, too. I thought you'd never come for me, whispered the stone. Then, a far-speaker toad crowed, in something like Zenobia's voice.
Renato, leave the stone with the toads. It will swallow your soul. You'll kill everyone you love.
That did seem vaguely familiar.
No
But
kidding.
Renato had an army to lead. An
Oh, I
empire
kind of
to
wanted to
bring
do
down.
the bottom option, but
I know you can fight this thing.
Zenobia continued in the far speaker's croak.
You let me live. You know how evil it is. It will destroy you, Renato. It will destroy everything you love.
He had tried to convince himself that this time he would control the Iblis stone. But he could feel his will becoming brittle. She was right. He would get rid of it. Right? Now. Or now. If he want to. I know. I'll go to the mountains, Renato thought. I'll find the strength to do it in the peace and quiet there.
yeah, I think we kind of got locked into the Iblis Stone truth path again.
As the Farfarer landed at the foot of the mountains, Renato was surprised to find Lapino there. What are you doing here? Oh, you wouldn't believe it. I was stowed away on an Imperial courier ship, dressed up as a combat nurse carrying a general's beak transplant. This is not a great time, said Renato, who was pretty sure he did not, in fact, believe Lapino's story. That's when you need your friends, said Lapino. I just need some peace and quiet, said Renato, and grimly set out on
Okay.
the path.
Random character is random.
Not quite enough, thought Renato.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this path ends with me just like getting possessed by the stone or something.
Already, Renato knew more than he ever had. But about what?
Okay, that's a good one. Kinda. It was like a level up station back here, no? Well, it's out of reach anyway. So, fine.
Renato wondered what would happen if he jumped. Would he be rescued by an emergency platform?
Really? Okay, so last time I took this path. So maybe this time I should go this way? Like, honestly, at this point, like, the only thing that like these side paths do is just like give me more like materials and gem upgrades. So I guess that's something. I don't think there's anything else actually tied to them. Maybe those like secret journal entries or something. But even those aren't like particularly interesting to me anyway, so... Like, for sure there's no extra XP or extra, you know, God, I'm like looking at the word for it. Like, there's like not a lot of like substantial stuff that you can actually get from, like the side paths other than the gems.
Renato told his friend how he had slaughtered the toads and how he had nearly slain Zenobia. A terrible burden, this Iblis.
Wait, he's gonna steal it from me, isn't he?
Rabbit. Yeah, but I need it for the rebellion. Do you now? You know, you were a pretty fine fighter before you were wielding a demonic decoration. Oddly, the sword wasn't whispering at him to kill the Pino. Up ahead in the mountains.
Wait, what sword? Spot. It's the stone, it's not a sword. Why would my sword be whispering to me? It's the stone that's doing all the one ring routine. Come on, God, like sometimes this game can just like fuck right off.
Wow, that was good. Was it good for you?
It's got like a lot of issues, like recognizing when I'm trying to what's it called? When I'm trying to like counter attack enemies. Like there's a lot of time that it doesn't quite recognize that I'm pushing towards a certain direction. Because as the game says from like the very start, when you do a counter attack, it's supposed to cancel any other animation that's going on. So
you never knew where the road would take you, thought Renato.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just annoying. Kind of feel like I'm like getting like hit like very cheaply. Which is, you know, never a good sign in any game that's like this action oriented. Okay. Tedious. Oh, it's like so tedious to like break all the breakables, but there's like a chance you get stuff out of them.
Building
So
these platforms was so expensive, they'd run out of budget for guardrails.
like if I think this is more how the combat system is built, because like generally when you do attack, you need to have like a target thanks to like how the directional prompts work. So I guess if they built it like this, it's kind of like unavoidable. But honestly, it would be much better if there was like some kind of splash damage when you broke these. So like you attack one and like all the ones around it also break. I would feel a bit more satisfying and probably like a bit less, you know, stilted, I guess, mechanical in nature. Like, it would feel a bit more organic. Like you swing something and like the whole thing kind of, you know, breaks. Also, this way. Aha. Down we go. There's like that fire door down there, I think. Come on. Chests. Nope, not fire door. The fire puzzle. I've been here before. Actually, does the game acknowledge that I've been here before when I read this? No. It does not. A bit of a shame.
He needed
Oh,
some
two
way
chests,
to
yes.
break the ice with this wall, so to speak.
Oh, the jokes. Can the game stop doing the jokes? Still haven't gotten the... Oh, there we go. Attack speed. Lovely. I actually do want to use this one, to be honest. I think, like, faster combat or this, like, faster attack speed would probably help a bit with the... like, some of my issues with the game.
Renato thought he would make a difference, snatching the Ibla stone before the Emperor could get it. It would destroy him. Zenobia and Lapino, they were both trying to save him. Peace. That was what he needed.
But we already know Lapino doesn't want to help you. He's the traitor. Damn it, come on. There's like such a cool benefit. There's like such a cool premise to this. Except that it like half the dialogue doesn't quite line up with it.
So much for peace and quiet. There was Lapino. Again. You're stronger than some dumb rock, Lapino said. Let's just bury it. And no one will ever find it again.
Yeah. Because
Renato
it
could
worked
feel
for the
the
One Ring.
spirit energy of all those dead ravens inside him, pecking away. The rabbit was right. Even if the rabbit was a traitor, he was still right.
See,
He
now
took
it
the
gets
Ibla stone from his
acknowledged.
gauntlet and threw it into the hole Lapino had dug. Stone was silent, probably sulking. Now whoop those Imperials, said Lapino. Are you coming? Ah, no, I can't come with you. It's my old injury, you know. Recently, it's been acting up terrible. I'd be no use to you at all.
Really?
So Renato boarded the Farfarer alone. Renato felt lonely on board the Farfarer. How could his old friend Lapino, miraculously escaped from the Empire, leave him to face the final battle alone? Well, he'd abandoned Lapino.
Yeah, this
before,
makes no
hadn't he?
sense.
It was only fair.
Like, you know, he's a
Of course
traitor.
He felt lonely.
He'd given up the Iblis stone and all the souls he fed it. Of course he felt alone, but he had done the right thing.
Yeah,
It'd been hard
and
to do,
like at the end of this, we
but
probably
wouldn't
die
that
because
have
Lapino
been
shows up with
now?
the stone and kills us.
Zenobia would be so proud of him.
Yes, proud of him. Everyone's like calling him
The
dumbass.
battle, alas, was not going well. He no longer had the stone, and he'd never gotten the core. Lapino wasn't with him, and he was up against Zenobia, out there somewhere, maneuvering the Emperor's forces. The rebels had been outnumbered from the start, and he still had that aching longing for the stone.
I'm actually wondering at this
That is what it
point,
means
is
to
there
be a
like a
hero.
path,
He would
or
fight
are
his
there
way
like
to
paths
Zenobia.
where
He would show her what he
you
was
you
capable of.
actually
Just
end
him,
the
with
game
no
before you
diabolic
play the full 5
accoutrements.
levels?
He would win.
Because like
no
all the paths
matter
that we've
the
done so
odds.
far are like always like 5 chapters in a row.
He hadn't noticed that path
So I am
before.
kind of curious to know if there's like any early like game overs, or I mean technically all the paths except the trending are probably game overs in the sense that we don't actually win and the character dies. But I am wondering if there's like an early version of that where you kind of like die in like chapter 2 or 3 or something, because like you've picked all the worst options possible. Because that was like a thing that I really liked with Zero Escape, to be honest. There was like, you know, there were like paths where you could like get to see the entire game, and then there were also paths where like you were like fucked, like from like the second puzzle room of the game, like half an hour into the game maybe.
He was sort of yanking his own chain.
Kind of like makes it a bit more organic again, kind of like less kind of
Yes,
mechanical, like
that was
okay,
it.
I'm gonna do like
Pirouette,
1, 2,
slash,
3,
parry,
4, 5
dodge.
levels, and then
Renato had never done such good work in a fight. He wished the poets were allowed to sing of his exploits for his old age. Maybe he wouldn't have to kill Zenobia. Maybe he could defeat her and take her prisoner. Then
Wow.
he could turn the tide against the Emperor. If she wasn't crowned princess, once this was all over, she'd have more time for him, right?
oh, that's so problematic. That mindset.
Welcome to Earth, Renato told the corpses. It was something he'd seen in a play once.
Yeah, see narration. That's like the biggest hit and miss of this game. Like some of the narration is really good. A lot of it is just like the game trying to be too funny for its own good and failing.
There was an
But yeah,
inscription
let's go
on
get
the
the
back.
ending.
Ballet lessons with an address.
Get it? Because elevators are where people used to put advertisements, especially in municipal building elevators. God, I'm usually not that cynical, but it like really bugs me when like these jokes are just like they're laying them on way too thick and with no rhyme or reason. Like they had like a Google spreadsheet of like 2,000 kind of like pop culture references, and they were like, right, we need to fit all of these into a 5-hour game. So get cracking. I mean, it's not like I mind jokes. Like funny games or like comedy games are like some of my favorite ones usually, but you need to learn some moderation. That's the problem. You can't just like every action in the game shove a joke into it, right?
By some miracle,
The end.
Renato fought his way to the Emperor's ship. He was exhausted, bleeding, but he'd found the strength to reject the stone.
And then I died.
Zenobia came out of the ship. "Renato!" she shouted, And then she fell down and died.
Yep.
Lapino was behind her, wielding a sword that seemed to suck all the light out of the sun. You idiot! You threw the stone away! Cried Lapino. You said it was evil. It hates sanctimonious prigs like you, laughed Lapino.
Yep.
We're having a grand old time. Renato turned and ran. But no matter where he ran, Lapino jumped in front of him until Renato was cornered. That boy could hop. You wouldn't do this to an old friend, would you? Cried Renato. You mean this? Said Lapino.
Yep.
As he slid
Called
the
it.
sword into Renato's guts. Damn it. Again? And he hadn't learned anything new this time. He'd done the same thing twice, yet expected a different outcome.
No, I didn't do the same thing. Come on. The Truth Finder will help you find the paths that lead to truths you have not found yet. Look for this icon when making choices in the book. Yeah, this was not an option the first time around.
There would be a way to win.
But I can't skip these. Like, why can't you skip the in-between parts? Those are like literally the ones that take the most time, and like they are the ones that you keep seeing over and over.
He fell. The clouds parted over the Isles of
Yeah, why can't I skip this? I already know what is going to be said. They needed a game
was in
changer.
trouble. Ravens were
So I
scouting
guess
for
we
the
have
secret
to go
realm
for the
base.
apparatus instead,
They needed a
and
game
then
changer.
go find
Pieces
Zenobia.
of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely.
Yeah.
Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact.
Okay, let's see gameplay. Show Truth Finder icon.
It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it, to take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also,
No, he
his
couldn't.
old friend Lapino needed
Oh wait, I
rescue.
have to go from Lapino's path, but like if
Renato
I
had a
start
pretty
that,
firm
we
suspicion
end up with
Lapino
him
had
killing
betrayed
me,
the
right?
rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
That's so weird. Like I was almost sure you had to do it from like one of the other paths so that you wouldn't like interact with Lapino.
Lapino had
Oh well.
apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But
Yeah, off we go. So this is like the path that I kind of like wanted to do most of all,
village is
because
empty.
this is like the very first story option that I kind of like started, and basically there's a lot of doors that you get shown at the very start of the game. It's like more or less one for each
People were
sword,
frightened
and I
these
hadn't
days.
opened any of them because, you know,
Just
at the
2
start of the
weeks
game you
past,
don't
Renato
actually
had
have
sneaked
access
through
to
an empty
any
town
of those.
and listened to the Raven's call about the Emperor's new taste in ritual sacrifice.
What the?
Renato thought of the Iblis stone and shivered. He had no business messing with ancient, cruel artifacts. What he needed was his friends around him. Clear eyes, full hearts. Can't lose.
Yeah, except like one of those clear eyes. 2 of them are like traitors, and you know that already. Jesus.
Hey! I got this friend who's a swan. Could he join up if he dyes his feathers?
Also, I think I shouldn't be far off from finishing all the gems, which is nice. Apparently they only go up to level 3. So I don't know, like, do you get like more materials from these chests once you're like done getting like gem drops, or do the red chests just suddenly become just as valuable as the blue ones? Because that's like the only difference, actually. You get like more
no
stuff
sense
from the red
collecting
ones, which
more
is like always a
materials.
gem,
It was
in
time
addition to like all the
make something
materials.
pointy.
Okay, let's see. Shield breaker, critical, elemental resistance. Kind of want to put, like, I don't know, attack speed. Sounds more useful. Also, probably a good time to start upgrading these. 100 ore, 100 ore. Okay, so which one should I do first? Kind of want to do this one. But...
Now he could slice the wings off a fly in the air. Not that he would. It's sort of mean, really.
No kidding. Okay, so yeah, I couldn't actually open this door last time. That's kind of nice.
Renato remembered when he'd first stolen one of these. Good times.
Okay, so what do I have left? Oh, wait, it's just the attack speed gem. It's like one more level and... Sorry, one more chest and like I'm kind of done with those as well. Nice. Okay, let's see. Oh, like a path here. I'm kind of thinking, yeah, chest.
Ravens were landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lapino first, they'd eat him for breakfast.
Oh no.
Or a snack.
Wait, why isn't there like a path where you can actually let that happen, right?
To interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies.
Like, you know, he's like a trader.
Unless
Why not
he
just
did
like
what
let them
traitor.
kill him? See how that
Then
plays
they'd
out.
probably pin a medal on his chest. Renato felt new powers, ready to blossom within him. Or something.
Okay, there we go.
Dirty
Skip.
and bloody, Renato
Skippy,
finally
skip,
reached
skip, skip,
Lapino.
skip, skip, skip.
The
Come on.
rabbit was practicing his shuffle.
We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows. And that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and his only daughter? That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
Come on, just skip. Oh, and there's like 25 different stories. I hate thinking that I have to like sit through all of them
city was already
eventually.
under Zenobia's
Just like to like get
control.
the full
I
thing.
had to admire her efficiency. Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia at the mercy of the interrogators. Could he really turn her over to them? But this was war. It wasn't meant to be pretty.
Also, at this point, I'm kind of worried that you're gonna have to do like a very unintuitive thing to get her, like the truth associated with her path. Which is, I guess, also why I activated the what's it called, the truth finder thing. Should be like a door here that I. No. Okay.
The city was burning, and there was no one to put out the fires. If somehow Zenobia survived her father and inherited his crown, what sort of empire would she be heir to? But he couldn't think about that, could he?
Okay, what do I do here? Like, hookshot damage. Sounds okay, but maybe attack reflexes. Haven't actually gotten any of these though. Sword magic, more sword magic. This is the naming that the developer that's kind of like run out of ideas uses. Stamina, more stamina. Health and health. I don't know, like more health, is that like useful? After getting this, the one that lets you one-shot enemies after 20 combo, I don't think more health is that beneficial, honestly.
And better.
So, might as well just, you know, put more towards like combat rather than just like survival. Oh, I'm stuck again. Look at that. Okay, I figured out when that happens though. It's like when you try to grab an enemy and you get knocked out of it. It kind of screws over with the character rig. So you get stuck in between animations and can't really do anything. Which is annoying and dumb. Combat? No? Oh.
I need more materials, thought Renato.
Okay, let's see. Oh, wait. I've done this part before. Yeah, I've been here. I remember. I remember that setup. Also, we're done with the gems. Hey! And now attack speed actually feels a bit better. Because it's like a lot faster to use.
Sure his sword was still working. Yep.
Yeah. Nice. So now I just like need more ore, and that's like the last upgrade that I need for like the swords, which is nice. I think I need like another 70, because like you need 100 to get the last level of the elemental
Why
swords.
was Lupino urging him to capture Zenobia? Obviously it was a trap. But you never knew how Lupino thought. Sometimes his plans were so convoluted they did the exact opposite to what Lupino wanted. Yeah, there must be some way to play on that, Renato.
Oh, that's dirty. I just got confirmation of that, like the thing I was saying.
Gogglers.
Renato.
Renato.
Yeah, it's gonna be like
It
do
was almost
like the
impossible
exact
to sneak
opposite of
past
what
them. If one didn't
what
spot
would
you,
be like
another one
intuitive
would.
to do to get the last truth. That sucks. I hate it when they do this. Like, why? Like, I'm very much against generally in games when there's like a result to an in-game action that you take that makes you go, oh, how was I supposed to know that was gonna happen?
These things could really use a hand. So, what's this plan of yours?
Use me as bait.
Said Lupino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net, setting the Farfarer a little bit on fire, Lupino dressing as an old blind toad, and Renato hiding inside a monstrous watermelon. What could possibly go wrong? Thought Renato.
Oh, does this factor into it?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sure you know better, said Lupino.
Yeah, I think I'll just like pick the other option this time. Just out of curiosity.
Had that door been opened before?
Yep. Hey, slow-mo. Oh, what the hell? Like, once there's like no gems in there, all you get is random crap. Like, not even materials, but just, you know, health and energy.
You guys ever eat fresh food? Because you don't smell like it.
What magic? Oh, yeah, it's another achievement. I guess that's for, like, killing the warlock dudes. Okay, so normally if I had picked the option to go to Lapino's plant, this is like where it ended. There's like a big watermelon, and once you interact with it, it ends the level.
Renato slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. Where were her guards? Finally, he reached her bedroom. She was curled up on her bed. Oh, he'd forgotten how beautiful she was. How sleek.
Ah, that's slightly creepy.
Soft. He tapped her on the shoulder with his sword. She became smoke. And he noticed he had a blade to his throat. Stay a while, purred a familiar voice. Did you really think you could capture me? Zenobia said as her ship lifted off. Now I just wanted some privacy, Renato said. Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? And he told her why. His Imperial Majesty wanted to bring the lost gods back. They could make him immortal. But to seal the bargain, he needed a sacrifice. Someone who truly loved him. You're lying. She was furious. You can't prove that. I can. And so, they set sail for the Nexus.
Oh, okay, so I guess like the in-game like choice of like going with the Lapino's plan or not was the
observatory have resurrected one of his victims. He's not exactly alive.
I guess this is like where it splits off between the Lapino path and the Zenobia path, I guess.
I could just cast a spell to make you tell me where the rebel base is.
Oh, you won't.
You wouldn't consider that cheating? She frowned.
Oh no! Cheating during a war! Whatever will we do?
The rebellion had
So what's gonna happen? Is like the moral police going to come and arrest her afterwards?
Renato had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred for one book. He had slept in a burnt village. Dead kittens and puppies had come to tell him what the Emperor had done to them.
Yeah, it's also like getting to be a bit too grim. Like, what happened to all the jokes and stuff?
Ice walls only let you through if they knew you were cool.
I take that back. No jokes, please. Although this one was kind of better than the average. Still kind of annoying that it came just after the whole, you know, mass murders and, you know, war atrocities line.
Oh, this really didn't have much in the way of safety features, did it?
Nope. Nope. Hey, Tuma, hi, how's it going? How are we doing today? Resuming your lurking duties. I mean, that's fine. God, actually, I think it might be better to avoid going through the elemental doors anymore, since I don't seem to be getting much of anything from the red chests. Yep, just like food, energy. I think the correct thing to do here would be, like, once you got all the gems, you'd get more materials from these, so it would still be, like, worth your while trying to, you know, visit the optional areas. Been doing okay. Not been too verbal in chat, lately, too busy in the evenings. Well, I mean, fair enough. Like, so long as you're doing well. I assume it has something to do with Sunbreak coming out, or I don't know, did it come out? No, it's like in July, right? So that's like still a few weeks away, maybe. End of this month, okay, fair enough. Close. Oh, got other battlefield. Okay, fair enough.
Bernardo had been to a dungeon once where all the chests had teeth and eyes. It had been a short visit. She caught up with him. Don't you think I'd know if my father started practicing black magic? Why? Would you want to join in? Oh, no, I'd destroy his books and... all right, I suppose I wouldn't.
Oh, fine.
She stopped, troubled. He ran on.
Thank you for that little bit of exposition. Bye-bye. God, that's... oof.
Have you ever felt you were just going round in circles? Bernardo felt like that.
Honestly, I really wish there was like a way to skip this particular part of the level. It's kind of like annoying. Yeah, the game doesn't actually let you do this until you're like fully in position, which doesn't make sense because like the hook shot, or like the hook, I guess, does reach all the way to there anyway. Get over here, another achievement. Yay. Yeah, you can't actually see them, unfortunately. I don't know why the overlay decided to just not appear on the stream. Last stream, like yesterday, it did show up, and I haven't changed the setup at all. So, I don't know. I really don't know. Whoa.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The Ravens had taken care to burn the reanimated witness to cinders. Zenobia stared around, shocked. The scientists had been neutral. They had no part in the rebellion.
Take me to your council, she said, shaken. I have things to tell them. It was what Renato had gambled on. The Zenobia would turn against her father once she knew his madness. But the rebel base was secret. Could he really risk taking the Emperor's daughter there?
You know, I haven't actually done the base at all.
Renato reached Lapino by Farspeaker Toad.
No, we should take her to the base.
Insisted Lapino. No, I don't trust her. Nobody changes sides that fast, said Renato.
I better go to the base. Let them know you've got her.
Lapino said. For some reason, Renato wasn't sure that was a good
no.
idea. Just meet me
Why?
at the far side of the mountains. There's a shuttle here I can take,
Always has to be your way, doesn't it?
said Lapino. Zenobia was still shaking as they got out. I didn't know, she said. The Ravens kept it secret. At first they sacrificed prisoners, then villages near the frontier,
Yes, it is like the problem with
an orphanage.
wanting to have like this like grand epic wartime story thing.
He'd
You
come
get
back to
like
the palace
atrocities on one hand,
like
and
they
then
were
the game
glow
decides to
wrapping
make like an
behind his
ice door pun or
I'm
something.
so busy. I'll clear a path for us, Renato told Zenobia, so the Ravens don't see you.
By the way, after the first 10 or so levels, the XP bar just like barely moves with like each encounter. And that's like very annoying. Kind of feels like there's like a bit of like a level creep, I guess is the correct term for that. Yes, it's like you get like so little XP, or at least like no, you get. I think you get like the same amount of XP, but like the XP needed for
These
like reaching the
platforms are
next
great.
level kind of like doubled
Renato
and
wants one
tripled
for his
in
house.
amount. Okay, so this, no, this time I'm gonna do the door here. I think that's the only one I haven't like followed so far. I took the ice gate a couple of levels ago, and like the first time I was here, I think I just like didn't access any of the doors. Also, someone got stuck. Oh no.
Could be the new aerobics craze. Am I right?
Oh, never mind. It's just like a more direct way of coming through the bit from like the ice gate. So I just like literally just missed the chest. For no good reason. Aside from like convenience, I guess. Also, there was like an enemy, I don't know if you like saw him. He just, like fell off the ledge immediately as he spawned. Yep.
Zenobia came up as he massaged his sore arm. Her eyes were wet. He's been saying strange things. He asked me to do experiments.
So she did know.
Somewhere.
What the?
Wrong.
Oh, come on.
They are banished, right? Said Renato. Gone forever. I mean, he couldn't actually bring the old gods back, could he?
Could he?
She didn't answer him. That frightened him more than anything.
Shocking.
Black is the new dead.
See, like you can't reliably have both like a high fantasy kind of like dramatic storyline about the old gods coming back and, you know, wartime atrocities again, and then make jokes like those.
Barely landed a claw on him.
I mean, it's like 16,000 XP for the next level. We get like a 500 to like 1,000 per fight, I guess, depending on how many enemies there are. So that's not a lot. I'm still pretty sure like I've only gotten like half the skills so far, because there's like 2 talent trees or like talent branches that I haven't even like touched so far. So it's gonna be like a long one, like trying to get like all the talents, which I kind of want to try, I guess, just like getting all the skills and stuff, because, you know, there's kind of something fun about going through previous content and kind of like steamrolling it. Like I wouldn't probably build an entire game around it, but, you know, the option to go back to enemies that were giving you a lot of grief and kind of like sticking it up to them. That's amusing usually. Kind of like in Fallout New Vegas, where like there's like those cazadors if you go north of the first town, and normally those kind of act as, you know, an unofficial kind of like barrier so that you don't go exploring to the north before the developers kind of like meant for you to do that. But then you kind of level up and you come back, and now you can just like go one-shot them, and it feels,
With enough leverage,
it feels so satisfying to be able to do that.
Renato wondered if he should have taken Zenobia to the rebel base for real. Maybe she wasn't playing him after all. After the bleak talk about the Emperor's dark secrets, he was regretting his suspicion.
You know, but it matters. So yeah, let's see how many more levels I need to take. There's like 5 here and another 3 here, so there's like 8, 9, 11, 13, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Oh god, like this one aside, like there's like 27 more levels that I need to, no, 28 more levels I need to take, because like, this one wasn't maxed out. That's a lot.
They came up on an empty shack. He gestured her in. Where's the base? She asked, confused. I thought we could talk a bit first.
Oh, you think I'm playing you? She was furious. I'm betraying my father who picked me out of an alley, and you think I'm playing you?
She lashed out. Her claws sliced fire into his face. Energy boiled in her other paw. But before she could kill him, he slashed his sword into her heart. She staggered.
What?
I could have loved
Well, that
you.
escalated quickly.
You son of a bitch. And then she died. Renato stood there for hours, unable to move. Finally, a ship landed near him. Lapino had brought the Farfarer. On board the Farfarer, Lapino couldn't stop grinning. I can't believe you actually killed her. Why didn't I trust her? Renato said. All he could feel was emptiness. You killed the Emperor's daughter. You might want to run for it, if you care whether you live or die, that is. Since Renato didn't, he grabbed the wheel, and he sailed for the Imperial fleet.
Wait, this is only chapter 3, right?
Leonardo had never felt worse.
Wait, 5?
Zenobia had listened to him. He had trusted him. She had opened her eyes to her father's evil. Done everything he had hoped.
Oh yeah, never mind.
He had taken her to a dirty shack.
That
Was
sounds
he
wrong, by the way.
so used to lying that he couldn't trust even the girl he had always loved.
Kill the Emperor. Yeah, because I'm sure like the other like 7, wait,
This chest
7,
contained
6
blank passports
playthroughs
from
that I've
15
done that
countries.
kind of happened.
And something useful.
Yeah, I'm just like rushing this at this
Take
point.
a leap of faith, said the inscription.
Holy shitball references, Batman.
Someone needs a bath.
Yay.
He could see the rebels reeling back as he plunged into the ranks of the Ravens. He'd had to kill the girl he loved. But he'd also blown the biggest opportunity they could have had to turn the Emperor's daughter against him. Oh, Reynardo could only laugh miserably.
I mean, it's not my fault. Like
He was taking
the
crazy
game
chances
told me
now,
there was going to be like
swinging
a
wildly.
new
He
truth to
expected
discover
the Ravens
here.
to take him at any moment. But they were running in fear. No one wants to fight a man who doesn't care if he lives. No one wants to fight a hero.
Yeah, I'm very heroic. Like all 6 of the stories that I've done so far are like they feel very very heroic. Yes, not like a dumbass or something. Just heroic. It's like hashtag just hero things. Oh. Maybe the truth that we get on this path will be worth it. Probably not. I guess like
He'd confront the Emperor.
the
Funny that
truth
this whole war had come about because
is
the
like
Emperor feared death.
like she didn't know her father
Now
was
who's
evil.
coming for him.
Like
There was some sort of lesson there, wasn't there?
oh come on, I dodged that. Well, I pressed the keys that would have dodged that. Is more accurate, but you know what I mean. Eh.
He was exhausted.
Hey,
barely
and that's it.
think.
The final
to
truth.
stop
I actually got the
thinking.
achievement for it. Like you can't
The
actually see
rebels
it.
were
but, you know.
already finished, and he was the last. The Ravens were coming for him personally now, in waves. It didn't matter. He was slick with his own blood, but it didn't matter. In the distance, he could see her, embraced by a halo of light, holding her hand out to him.
Come on.
Had she forgiven him? Would she take him to the halls of the Valiant? Then he felt steel in his belly, and his chest, and his back. And he lay down, and he couldn't see her anymore.
The end.
He should go back to some of the choices he'd faced before. Maybe there were new paths that had opened up, like those doors he was opening up all over the map that took him to new treasures and around his enemies. But he'd learned another true thing.
Aha.
Zenobia still had feelings for him.
Ahaha. Wait, how was that a new truth? I found that literally the first path I did. Come on. 4 out of 4 truths unlocked. Okay, so now what?
The book's pages fluttered to the beginning once again. Faster than before? And he fell.
The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion
But
was
yeah,
in trouble.
hold on.
Ravens were scouting for the secret.
I've got like all 4 truths. What now?
They needed a game changer.
Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renato knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert.
Can I
Iblis stone
skip,
was hidden there.
please?
It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty
No.
monster. Maybe
Okay.
he could find a way to use it. To take its
oh,
power
come
without surrendering to its
Let me
wickedness.
skip.
And also, his old friend Lapino
Oh.
needed rescuing.
Okay.
Of course.
So now we get the
Renato
icon for
had
like
a
the
pretty strong
correct way
suspicion
to
that Lapino had
finish all of
betrayed the
this.
rebellion.
That's
And
fine.
he had a gut feeling that he needed to use that to his advantage.
Also, the dialogue has changed a little bit, so I guess like even
Renato
without the
finally
key icon, you
realized
would
that
like
Lapino was a traitor to the
yeah,
cause.
you actually do
And
get like
Maybe
a
Renato could use that somehow.
couple of hints here. See? Leonardo could use that somehow. What to do with the knowledge about Lapino's treason?
Renato couldn't quite put his paw on when he'd realized Lapino was working for the Empire. He'd never exactly seen Lapino sending coded messages to the palace, but he was sure. The rabbit had been on too many disastrous missions where he was the only survivor, or where he accidentally missed getting on the boat that went down to the abyss in flames. If Renato could prevent Lapino from getting back to the fleet with all the intelligence he'd probably gathered, it might be worth the trip.
Oh.
How had they come to this? They'd been on so many adventures together. Lapino had talked Renato out of prison at least 4 times, and Renato had rescued Lapino from at least 2 lynch mobs.
This is like the true path. Or something like that. Still need like a bit more ore
Anyone
though.
Put his slinky collection in a strong
never mind.
box, thought Renato.
I think I've got just like just enough.
Magic slinkies?
Yay.
Oh,
Wait,
there
no,
was
this one.
something else.
Boom. All the swords. All the time. I've got like everything upgraded to the max. Except talents, but you know. I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm just like going to go as fast as possible to like, finish this.
But he'd always felt that the rabbit resented him. Lapino was hilarious because he was so down on himself and everyone else. But behind the laughs, he wasn't a happy camper. Was this payback? Or did the Empire have his little white tail in a vice?
What could it mean? What do the numbers mean, Mason?
Always wanted to do that.
Sorry, that's a joke I've been meaning to use for a long, long time.
Ravens were landing everywhere from dropships. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lapino first, the rabbit would give the Empire all the intelligence he'd been stealing from the rebellion, and they'd probably give him a medal. He'd have to be very careful about how he played Lapino. At the slightest hint of danger, the mad rabbit would take off like a rabbit.
Yeah. Because he's a rabbit, get it? Also, I'm not sure how much I like this combat system. I mean, it's functional and all, but it's just a little bit too much like Arkham, like the Arkham games. Like down to the little detail that when you go high enough on multipliers, you deal more damage and you somehow get teleported on your enemies.
The core was dangerous. And Renato had a fleeting idea that the two ideas went together somehow. And then it was gone again. Oh, damn idea. They never stuck around when you needed them.
Bloody and exhausted, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing shuffling his favorite deck. Now that he knew what the rabbit was, there were a few things about him that Renato didn't find so amusing anymore. You sent me an urgent message saying that you're in danger. Oh, I am. The Ravens are coming. Now, I got a clever plan to kidnap Zenobia. Renato wanted to clap shackles on the rabbit and shout, "You're a traitor, and I'm not falling for it." But if there was one thing Renato was sure of, it was that the core of the Sky Ripper was dangerous mostly to its user. If he could put it in the Emperor's hands, old Isengrim III might blow himself and his fleet up with it. Yes, that was it.
True ending.
Renato felt like a real hero, brave and smart. He told the rabbit all about the Sky Ripper's God's Eye core. "I'll go get the core while you attack Zenobia," he told the rabbit. "But wait, I've an even better idea. I'll get the core and you attack Zenobia," said the rabbit.
Oh, that was like so
"Right,
clever.
Yeah, that is clever," agreed Renato.
Jesus.
Perfect. The traitor would make sure the Emperor got the core. Now Renato just needed the Emperor to use the core. If he could only get something that the Emperor wanted very badly. Zenobia. He could save her and bait the Emperor at the same time.
Oh.
Right. Now, all Renato had to do was fight his way through Zenobia's invading troops, sneak onto her ship and into her bedroom, and kidnap her without any of her dozens of guards alerting her. Then,
Well, you know, you
he
put
would
it
learn
on
her
like
love
that.
for him, convince her how
Hey,
evil her
meeting
father
over.
was. So
Nice.
she'd run away with him instead of going back to her father, who was going to blow himself up. It did sound a little risky.
Also, I don't actually know why
Renato had
there's
a
like any
feeling
point in
it would
picking up
work
the
out
ore anymore.
somehow. It always did. Can you guys actually tell each other apart? Because I'm thinking name tags.
Oh, come on. I even attacked like the enemy like right next to this guy. And the counter attack didn't happen. Boo. Yeah, there's like no reason to pick up the ore anymore. Unless, I guess, you get like another sword for like getting the true ending or something. I wouldn't quite put it past this game to do that.
Fresh socks, thought Renato. Please be fresh socks.
Yeah, at this point I just like want this to be done, honestly. Had fun while it lasted, but it does outstay its welcome just a little bit.
The market. It was going to be full of gogglers, wasn't it? Oh, it would have been so much more fun before the war. When the worst thing that could happen to you was getting fleeced buying a rug.
Wait, why is this guy here?
Renato was halfway to Zenobia's encampment when Lapino
What?
showed up. He was disheveled and distraught. They jumped us. I barely got away. Oh, they got the core. Oh, it was all going according to plan, thought Renato. Now he just needed Zenobia on his side. Yes, that was even better. The Iblis Stone. Zenobia could get it. And then the Emperor would have to pursue them. Wait. No. The gem would corrupt anyone. Even her.
So wait, if I hadn't done this, would like...
Even Lapino. Even though Lapino was already a traitor. It would turn him.
So if I hadn't done like the Iblis Stone part, then I would send Zenobia to it, and then that would like be the game over.
And the Emperor would have to defend himself.
I was like, actually, I'm actually like very curious if that works, and that's like a good thing on like the game's favor.
This is terrible.
Like,
Renato told the
if you get to the point where you start like questioning, like if you've done things differently, what would have changed? That's like good structure on the game's part, because like it means that you've gotten like you've been taught by the game that actions have like specific consequences.
Said Lapino. I think someone's following us. I didn't hear anything. Rabbit ears. You go on ahead. I'll check it out. And with that, Lapino hopped off with the map.
Yeah, look at me, master manipulator and all. God, come on. There we go.
Renato slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. She was curled up on her bed.
But you know that's a decoy already, you know that.
How sleek, how soft.
Please tell me there's going to be an
He tapped her
acknowledgement
on
of
the
that.
shoulder with his sword.
Was it smoke?
She was made of
Yeah.
smoke, and he noticed he had a very solid blade to his throat.
God.
Did you really think you could capture me?
No.
Heard a familiar voice. I just wanted to chat, said Renato. Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? He needs a sacrifice. Someone who truly loves him, to make a bargain with the lost gods. That's a vicious lie. He wants to bring them back. Oh, that's crazy. Why would anyone... They could make him immortal. An eater of souls.
Whoa. Was this ever hinted in any of the storylines that I've done?
Renato
I don't think it
told her how
was.
he had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred. How he had slept in a burnt village. At midnight,
Tasty,
the
tasty
Emperor's
souls, yeah.
victims had
Nom, nom,
come
nom.
to him in his
It's like
dreams
basically,
to tell him of
this
the
leads
hideous
well
eldritch
into like the
rituals they
next game I'm
used.
gonna stream, which is
Still
Blood
see
Omen.
those kittens and
Because you know,
puppies,
it's like Soul River
their wide,
is kind
sad
of that.
eyes, their moist noses. You can't prove that. I've got a witness at the observatory.
Who's gonna be dead? Oh no.
He couldn't tell her, not yet, why he was really here. He didn't want her to be anywhere near the fleet when her father blew himself and Lapino up. So he told her about how the Emperor's obscene rituals had raised ancient artifacts out of the land. How he'd followed the appalling trail of the hideous horrors His Majesty had perpetrated for the sake of his own immortality. Any of this ring a bell? He said.
Yeah.
He told me it was all lies. You've always known when I was lying. I always hated that about you, said Renato.
Okay, can we stop it with the character development, please?
The rebellion had started after atrocities that the Empire hushed up. Renato had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred for one book.
We literally just said that.
Dead kittens and puppies.
We literally just said that in the cutscene just before this part. See, this is what I mean. Like, this game may have benefited a bit more from, you know, like a bit more editing, I guess. Because there's been, not a lot, but there's been a few occasions where you either get voice lines that don't actually fit the current story that you're playing, or you get, like, dialogue kind of, like, repeated, because you've got, like, a cutscene that says something, and then the immediately next chapter also says the exact same thing, because obviously that part's meant to be experienced through, like, various different stories. I don't know, I just feel like specifically for the true ending there should have been more quality control, because that's like more or less like the one ending anyone that's trying to finish the game is guaranteed to see, right? Like the four main, like, truths that you can get to in various different ways. So maybe there's like more of an excuse to kind of not have, like, you know, more strict quality control over that. But the final one always plays out the same way, right? Like, it's just one ending, like one true ending. So maybe that one should have been a bit more, like, tightly
Don't you think
combed
I'd
over.
know if my father started practicing black magic? Why? Would you join in?
Yeah, we've seen this one before. Okay, on to the Burning Observatory. I wonder if you do actually get to fight the Emperor in the true ending. Or, like, if there's, like, actually, like a full-on final boss or something. My bet's on no. Like, strictly kind of, like, basing this on how the game's been structured so far. But who knows?
Really ought to put a railing on this thing, he thought.
That's annoying. It's, like, so annoying. Like, the ship's trajectory is such that, like, you always get hit even if you're, like, fast enough at raising the platform.
Whoa, personal space?
So did my stream just flicker there for a moment? I could swear I saw my my chatty window kind of, like, flicker for, like, just a second. Oh no. This is madness. We've never seen this happen before.
Dead scientists
Yeah, you
and
can't
black
actually
feathers
skip it.
everywhere. The Ravens had taken special care to burn the reanimated witness to cinders. Zenobia stared at the carnage. He didn't want me to hear the witness, did he? I guess not. What's your plan? She asked. So, Renato explained his brilliant gambit. Sending Lapino to get the Ibla Stone, become super powerful and corrupted, provoke the Emperor into using the core against him, thus blowing up both of them, and hopefully the fleet too. Let me visit your council, she said, shaken. I want to help.
Could he really trust her?
Fuck it, let's do this one.
Done it. He'd made Zenobia see how evil her father really was. He wished she didn't feel this urge to join in the rebellion. After all, he'd taken care of the Emperor, right? Yeah, but she'd always been conscientious like that. She told him she had to go somewhere first. So Renato gave her the location of the secret base, and they agreed to meet in the ruins. He had a very good feeling about this.
Oh, it's gonna get all fucked up, isn't it?
What had Zenobia gone off to do? What was more important than meeting the rebel council? Had he made a mistake, sending her to the ruins? No. He knew they could trust each other. He could trust her because she never broke her word. And she could trust him because she could see right through him. Well, she'd probably be there well before him. She at least didn't have to fight her way through rainstorms of ravens.
So this is the one map
really
that I haven't done yet. I think like in all the stories that I did on stream, I didn't ever come to this, like the rebel base tile set, I guess. Which is kind of annoying, but also interesting.
As he came around the bend, there was Lapino, unconscious on the side of the path. And Renato could smell a familiar, sweet, smoky scent. Who? Zenobia. It had to be. She never used a combat spell when she could use drowsy gas. That meant she had the Iblis stone. What
Oh
would it
no.
do to her? She hated her father now. She'd kill him for sure. The council wouldn't mind if she killed the Emperor, but murdering her father would destroy her. He had to get to whatever ledge she was on and talk her down from it. Boy, if looks could kill.
Oh, I'm actually kind of glad I never came to this path yet, so far, because this is straight up annoying, like this entire room. Kind of impressive though. I like the camera work here.
So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good. Little exploration.
Wait, what? Why exactly exploration?
Everyone in the council chamber was dead. Zenobia stood shivering in the courtyard, drenched in blood. Why? He managed. They started arguing with me. I lost my temper and I wanted their blood. Well, not me.
Am I gonna have to do the whole thing again and pick the other
Did you take it
choice?
from Lapino? I had a plan. You had a stupid plan, she said. I'm going to go kill my father now. No, you can't. You'll just take his place. You'll become worse than him. Get out of my way, or I'll kill you too. won't kill me, he said. And I won't let you kill the Emperor. Enraged,
Oh boy.
she raised the sword. You hate him too? He could sense the Iblis stone, yearning for his death.
No, you!
She didn't strike. If you kill him, he'll destroy you. I know you. Shut up! She shouted, her sword trembling. I won't lose you again. Not for anything. Get away from me, he said, and he was very close. I can't lose you again. And he was in reach of her sword now. I hate him! I hate you too! I love you, he said for the very first time. And then she was weeping. He was holding her. The sword had dropped from her hand. He
Lovely,
glanced
lovely
at the Iblis
cliche.
stone.
Yum.
It was no longer the black of the void. It looked like coal. No. It glowed like a cinder. It was crackling, burning.
Wait, did it
crumbling
actually
into
just like
ashes.
get destroyed by the
always
power of
loved me.
love?
Haven't you? She said.
Oh my
She was
god.
weak.
Really?
The stone had taken so much from her. Always, he said. She staggered as he helped her up. Let me take you away. Where? The island of Avalon. The sisters will heal you. He'll follow us. Then we need the Farfarer, the fastest ship in the Empire. The Empire had seized his ship. They'd have to take it back.
Okay, is this like the true ending though? I really hope it is. I don't think I have it in me to do one more playthrough on stream. I may just like put this on the Steam Deck eventually and kind of like work through it like one bit at a time. But yeah, I think I've had enough of this game. I really do hope we're at the ending
Portal
now.
was heavily guarded. It must go someplace they really didn't want it to go. Zenobia was in no shape to fight.
But he never fought so well. He wasn't fighting for money or loot or a cause. He was fighting for her. For them.
Ah,
His sword danced,
so
his
heroic.
feet flew, and the ravens recoiled from his ferocity.
Kind of a shame
A
that
very
they.
clever engineer named
Oh,
Elon
come
Musk
on.
got his start
Really?
making floating platforms. Not many people knew that.
Really? Did they really have to have that fucker in the game as well? I was just about to say, it's... It's afraid of cliches. Yeah, but I'm not afraid of the cliches. Like, what I severely dislike about this game, and like that Elon Musk joke right now kind of like solidified that, is they can't keep a consistent tone. They just like shift frantically between very serious war drama, equally serious kind of like love story with sacrifices and stuff, and stupid jokes and memes. God. I was literally just about to say, it's kind of a
There
shame
it was.
that
His beautiful
the narration is
skycraft,
all over the
the
place,
Farfarer.
because I do enjoy
They'll
games
fare
that have an
very
active
far
narrator in
indeed.
them. And
Beyond the
sadly, this
Empire,
doesn't even like hit
beyond
the top
reach of
3.
the Empire.
Super
The
serious
mystical
love
island
memes, yeah.
of Avalon. He didn't know exactly where it was, but he knew he could find it. And they would find peace there. Second star on the right, and straight on till morning.
Oh, come on, no!
Last
Stop it
Zenobia.
with the
And they
the
laughed
pop
together
culture
for the first
references.
time in a long time.
No, come on. God, at least if you're gonna do jokes, make them be like in-universe ones. To just like randomly call out to stuff that's like real-world equivalent of whatever. second star and until morning. God. Ugh. Or, you know, just parodying like movie lines. There was like literally one where it said like only the penitent man shall pass. And I'm like, oh, fuck. No! Bad game. You don't get to quote Indiana Jones. And like, it's not even at that point. It's not even like referencing anything relevant to the game. It's just like you're on an elevator and it says only the penitent man shall pass. Like, what sense does that make? Started playing a fantastic game again yesterday. Which one? Wait, my number 2 favorite CRPG. Arcanum. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I've actually been meaning to get around to it, and well, you know, actually, I never checked where Troika games were from. American. So yeah, that's kind of like out of the scope of this challenge. Otherwise, I would probably consider kind of like trying to like fit it in like one of the themes. Shame. I said I wouldn't do American or Japanese games because it's like slightly too easy to find those to play. Like the whole point was kind of like finding out stuff that came from, you know, countries that aren't like that, don't have that big of a market share, let's call it. Really? I was literally pushing against the guy at the top, but instead, the character locked onto the exploded dude, and we died. Cool beans. Yeah, I really need to get around to Arcanum, and I also need to do Wasteland 2 at some point. That's like 2 of the CRPGs that I've been meaning to play for years now. Let alone Pathfinder and Torment, and there's like actually a lot of CRPGs that I need to get around to playing or replaying even. And yeah, Arcanum is pretty high up on the list because I've actually had it since it came out all those years ago, and I never got around to finishing it. Mainly because like the initial release, like with all the other Troika games, it's a bit all over the place. There's like a lot of glitches, a lot of like weird bugs. It just has another feature. I mean, that kind of like makes sense. Like it's like Bloodlines, right? Fuck off. Seriously, just fuck off. That was dumb.
The platform used a hybrid propulsion system fueled by anti-gravity and wishful thinking.
Bloodlines Pass was just started by this. Yeah, I remember like after like the studio shattered, like there's like 1 or 2 of the original developers kind of like released a few kind of like fixes. And like I think the community patch thing kind of like got built up around that, if I'm not mistaken. Lots of kill XP. Is this the ending?
But they did not go unnoticed. Scout ships lifted off,
Oh wait, I got the achievement True Hero, so I guess that's it.
Renato turned downwind to gain speed. The Raven ships could pursue, but they couldn't close. The Far Speaker croaked, "You return her and live!" "Go sacrifice yourself," yelled Renato. "Then you won't have her either." On the flagship, the Emperor was readying some arcane weapon. It couldn't be. It was the core. A devastating beam lanced out of the flagship. Renato zigzagged wildly to keep the Farfair out of it. Now the Raven scout ships were closing the distance, and the beam was getting closer too. Then came a blinding flash, and the air was searingly hot all around him. There was that thunderous, deafening roar. He could smell burnt oak.
So wait, when we use the core, it opened up a hole in the fabric of reality, but here it just like explodes?
They were alive and unhurt.
Really?
And they were alone in the sky. Zenobia embraced him. They had done it.
Through luck.
Through luck.
Through dumb writing, more like. Kind of like
Avalon,
passes
here we
for
come,
love.
he said
Luck.
as he held her arms wide in the prow of the boat and let her feel its speed. "Maybe the real Avalon is wherever we're together," she said.
No, the real
And
Avalon
so,
is Chris.
After a bit of an argument, Renato and Zenobia went to one of the two Avalons. The one shrouded in mists, or the one in their hearts.
What the hell
Which
kind of
one they
ending was that?
went to, I'll never tell.
What the hell kind of ending is that? No!
He'd done it. He'd forged his own destiny. Well, he hadn't actually done it. But he knew what he would do. Renato smiled at the book. He practically wanted to kiss it. The kid's
end.
sacrifice hadn't been in vain. He'd saved the book and saved the world. Renato owed him and his mother so much. Renato lowered the mainsail and let the Farfarer shoot forward in the breeze.
No, don't.
Second star to the right, and straight on till morning. This time, he would win.
Yay! You know, a game called Stories that's all about the stories. That was a very lame ending. I blame this guy, the spearhead logo. Yeah, it did. It's so sudden. It's like, oh, and they lived happily ever after. The end. Yeah, skip. You don't deserve screen time. Sorry. I'm like upset at this. God. Wait, Hero Path completed, Iblis Stone and Sky Reaper always active. Oh wait, that's like the one that constantly heals you and the one that gives you like double damage or something, right? So yeah, what do you do now? Just like replay the game until you get like all the possible stories or like outcomes? I mean, at least it shows you the summary of what happens and like what choices you've done. Hero Path completed. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Like, I like the concept of this. It reminds me so much of my two favorite games. Well, like two of my favorite games. There's like Zero Escape on like one hand, and there's like the Eternal Darkness on the other hand. Because like both are kind of like about smaller stories that kind of like come together to theoretically make like a story, like a mega story that's kind of like a more than the sum of its parts, right? And there's like this whole thing about, well, not actually time travel, but kind of like truths that transcend time kind of thing. Or like getting a do-over and having different choices so that, you know, choices matter. But then they fumble it at the ending. Like, why rush the ending? Write the ending first. Do like that's the first thing you should have done in the game. You should work on the ending. Put like most of your budget in that, and I guarantee like no one's gonna care about like the in-between parts, because like what people focus on is the start of the story and the end of the story. The in-between parts are just like the filler usually. Sure, that's like where like all the fleshing out lives. That's like where like all the all the nuance kind of happens. But at the end of the day, your first experience with it is the start of the game, and your last impression is the ending of the game. So do those first. Don't make it like that rushed. Like, I would happily have skipped the stupid chase game that you do at the very start of the game before you get the book, which only happens once, by the way, and be happy in the knowledge that like all of that, all the effort that went into that, had gone into the ending. That didn't feel like oh, okay, now we're done. End of story. Like, throws the shutters. At least we finished the game, or like as much of the game as I care to give it time for. So yeah, that's it. That's the wholly unsatisfying it, to be honest. So Thursday now would be Legacy of Kain until the end of the month, or if that ends up not working out for either technical or gameplay reasons, I might go back to Hellpoint and finish that one instead. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, Story as the Path of Destinies is done. One more game for the spreadsheet to kind of like green out, like Killy. And I kind of feel like we're on track already. Nice, right? Like, oh, fuck me, no. There's like another one. I forgot about Cryptarch. Shit. Oh, I need to do Cryptarch on Thursday. I forgot I had that one on there as well. How? Well, okay, that's like a roguelite though, so that doesn't matter. It's just like I'm just like doing one stream of that, unless it turns out to be like that amazing. In which case, that kind of sucks, because I'm running out of time. But you know, Thursday's gonna be Cryptarch, and then on Sunday we'll doing like Blood Omen. And yeah, I also need to start working on like next month's games, which is like I kind of wanted to do Belgian games, which is kind of a problem because I could only find 2 and I need 4 in total. So if anyone's got suggestions for studios that are based in Belgium, I'm more than happy to hear them. Otherwise, I might bump up Germany to July until I figure out the rest. And I still have like August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, like 5 more months. God. And yeah, like I'm kind of happy as to like how well the challenge has been going so far. I've finished like more games than not. Yeah, Divinity. I already have Divinity on the list, even though guaranteed I don't have enough time to finish it on stream. But yeah, Larian Studios from Ghent, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is in Belgium. I could probably have done like some other Belgian games instead, so that I wouldn't have to start like a 50-hour long CRPG. But you know, I've been meaning to get around to this, and like if everyone's okay with the understanding that I'm not going to be finishing that one, then I'd love to have a look at least. I've backed the first one on Kickstarter, and I've backed the second one on Kickstarter, and I've played neither of them. Because, you know, fiscal responsibility. God. Anyway, I think this is like where I sign off for today. You can probably catch me on Discord until Thursday if you feel so inclined. Let's see. Suggestions, recommendations, sharing recipes, saying hi and stuff, etc., etc. That's all in there. It's actually like the only thing that I have like on my phone almost like constantly, so I can like check it out at work as well and stuff. Yeah, thank you. No, thank you for hanging out. That's like, you know, the whole point of this. Like having fun while enjoying potentially good games. But yeah, think I need to go make some lunch. Have a lovely rest of the afternoon or evening, depending on time zone, I guess. And I'll see you around on Thursday. And yeah, have a nice one. Accept me on Discord. Wait, what? Oh, hey, there's like a verification thingy. Yay! Hold on. Let me just do that. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Yeah, I actually had to... There's like roles. There we go. Members, welcome. Woo. But yeah, I actually had to do like this, like screening thing, I guess, because there was like an unfortunate situation last year. So I kind of like joined a team called the Mellow Fellows last year, like almost like 2 years ago at this point. And there was like a guy harassing one of the streamers, and that guy kept making spoofed accounts and kind of like joining teammates' discords to like harass them. So just for like the peace of mind, so that like people wouldn't like, he wouldn't get access to other people's like DMs and like be able to kind of like scene phone them, I kind of had to do the whole verification room thing. Because people are shit. Who knew? Some people are shit. But yeah, anyway, have a lovely rest of the afternoon. I think I'm hungry now, so I'll see you around soon. Bye-bye.